refer to page numbers from the published agenda pack to assist all present in finding the appropriate information. We actually do, before we go on to apologies for absence, we do have another item, because one of the apologies for absence is our chair. So therefore we need to technically elect a standing vice chair. Any proposals from the floor? Yeah, I think I need a vice chair. I technically need a vice chair for the meeting. Do I have a second now? All those in favour? Congratulations, Martin, you're vice chair. It's up to you, I don't think. Okay, moving on then. Apologies for absence. To receive any apologies for absence. So far I have Councillor Simon Carswell, but I see you joining us online, Simon. I've also got Councillor Brian Smedley, and I also have Hugh Davis. Any other apologies from the floor? Any apologies online? I see I've got two hands online.
Marcus, I've got apologies from Mike Murphy. Tom is online and he did apologise to me, but said he'd be online. And you know about Hugh and Brian. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and going online, I've got Councillor Clayton, your hands raised.
Oh, yes, the apologies, not too well today, so I'm online rather than being in attendance.
That's fine. Thank you very much for attending online as well. Okay then, no other apologies for absence. Moving on then to minutes from the previous meetings. As you can see in items pages 9 to 12 on your agenda pack. Can I have a proposal that we accept them as a true record? And a seconder, please. So that's proposed Andy Salton and, I don't pronounce your surname? Salton. I should know. I'm ashamed I don't. And Councillor Lovell seconded. All those in favour? It's moved. Is that an abstention because you weren't here? Yes, that was mine. Okay. Any declarations of interest that aren't in your register of interest on the members portal, etc.? I do have one actually, believe it or not, bearing in mind the item on the agenda. It's not on my register of interest yet because it's part of my company, but I do now hold a bingo license, just for clarification and for transparency. Moving on to item 4, public question time. Have we notified of any?
Sorry, Marcus, I've got an interest.
Oh, sorry, Simon's got to get used to this chairing a meeting lark and looking on up there.
I've got an interest as I have a gambling license.
Thank you. Any others? No. Okay. Have we been notified of any members of the public wishing to speak? So that's item 4 done. So now I'm going to hand over to the esteemed John Rendell for item 5, which is the review of statements of principles, which for the Gambling Act. So I will hand over to.
Thank you, Chair. Well, good morning, everyone. So I've come here today to ask that you resolve to recommend to full council that the statement of principles for the Gambling Act 2005 that we've got, which is attached to Appendix 1 of the report, that you recommend that be published for a 3-year period ending on the 31st of January 2028. So the background to this, as you probably remember, we've already adopted a statement of principles relatively recently, but unfortunately that's slightly out of sync with the 3-year intervals that are sort of built into the Gambling Act for authorities to publish their statements of principles. So because we're out of sync of that, and to ensure that we can be happy our policy is adopted properly and robust to challenge, I'm simply seeking to republish the one in its existing form, because there haven't been any changes to the legislation recently that would warrant a real in-depth review of it. there are, as I've set out in the report, possibly some changes likely in the near future. So at that point, we would have to revise it and go out for consultation again. So I think it makes sense just to do a light touch republishing of the existing statement of principles for now, just to ensure that we're nice and legal, as I say. So that's the crux of it. But happy to take your questions. Thank you, Chair.
I see Councillor Tony Locke.
Yeah, just to clarify, when they was reviewed before, we're not changing anything. This is just to bring them in sync, really. And, you know, there are going to be some changes sometime in the near future, which will have to be made or reviewed then. So really, it's just a matter of proposing and sending this one through, really. There's no need for any discussion or any changes whatsoever. So it's just a paper exercise, basically. Well, you know what?
Yeah, I'd say that you were correct with that. Yeah. So we're trying to keep it as light touch as possible. There aren't any. It is the appendix to the report is the existing statement of principles. We just want to republish that for the 3-year period that's sort of synchronized with the Gambling Act, just so we can be happy that we've got a proper policy that then can't be challenged. So it is a very simple exercise. You're right, Councillor.
Well, Chairman, if I could just come back, if that's the case, I'm prepared to propose what's in front of us and with the licensing officer's advice.
I'll second that, Chair.
One quick question. No, I don't think there's a question for me, actually. So, because all this was consulted on at length previously, so there's no requirement to do that now. And actually, I suppose the amount of consultees last time was probably slightly disappointing. But that will be up to full council to decide to adopt. That sound correct? I have a proposer in Tony and a second in Andy. All those in favour? There you go. That motion is passed.
Thank you.
And I think I'm just double checking, but I'm pretty certain is that the last item on the agenda, with which I will then close the meeting. I'd like to thank everybody for their efforts and attending. This is something we do need to lead. What we've done today, we do legally need to do. So we do legally have to have a meeting and legally have to pass this through and send it to full council for adoption. I know that some of you probably travelled quite a way to be here for such a short meeting, but that is appreciated. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for those that have attended online. With that, I'm going to close the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I apologise for not being there, and thank you to everybody who travelled so far when I wasn't there.
Thank you, Marcus.
That's right. And no need to worry, Simon, you travel quite a long way many times.